forgot to turn off the light. Or turn on the light, I should say. There! I actually have... Start at 3.0, see if that works. So no, I'm not familiar. I actually probably could look it up right here. Oops. Let's just search for Mexican restaurants. Open source infrastructure as code tool. Predictably provision and manage any infrastructure in the cloud. I gotcha. Okay. Cloud orchestration tool. Interesting. So it provisions and then revisions and ups and downs and upscales and downscales and does all that kind of fancy stuff, sounds like. If I have any idea. Make sure I don't look like an asshole. Hang on. Or even make sure you can even hear me. Maybe you can't. Oh, you can. Okay, that's nice. No, I gotcha. Yeah, you define what stuff looks like. Define what stuff looks like and make sure it creates or deletes it based on when you define. Oh, okay. Sure. Makes sense. Why am I off in the corner? So I want to look left more, I think. Oh, the things. All the things! Based on what you... Okay. Yeah, okay, so provisioning tool. That makes sense. I can understand that, which is a hell of a lot better than what I... the case I got right before I got off of work. Jeez. Okay, so that's better. But I still want to look a little bit more... I can get this. Can you just... Thank you. I'll get this. There, that's better. There! Finally! That looks a little bit more normal. So we just see hats and things and various riffraff, and I've got my chat to the side, and everything looks normal. Oh, my little widget is actually that very transparent. That's okay. You need to automate the camera movement? Ha! Yeah. Not in my lifetime. I've actually got, I think I've found a device that would do it. I don't feel the justification for the ducats to do it though. So you can control it from your phone. Yeah, right. There is a device for it though. Shoot. I found one. And I have it earmarked. But I'd almost rather just upgrade to a DSLR camera and just upgrade the quality, but then I do a lot better with multiple little webcams, so yeah, I should just get the roller. That little thing that I've got it on, though, is actually pretty cool. It's not automated, but it is a swivel. It's a high-tech photography swivel, whatever. So it's got, you know, 4 different axes. So I can move it in different places and it's still fixed, which is kind of nice. But no, what you're talking about, I did. So there's a guy. So there's a guy from the old team. I don't know if you remember Activator, because he used to work with, still does work with movies and film production, and he had that set up. But his was magic. He just worked and had a track and was pre-programmed. And I've had that idea in my head for a while. I thought, yeah, even rotating it should be fine. Something that does some panning or something. Actually, if I zoomed in, I could use the pan. And then it would work. But I would want a mechanical pan. That sounds weird. It's like a cast iron pan, but different. God. Don't listen to me. But yeah, that one. Control all the things. But that's kind of why I like doing this, is because it forces me into a different space, and then I can experiment with different things, and it's fun. It's interesting. So like the lighting in the background, the equipment all over the place, of course, but then having the microphone on a boom, having to have the rack for the light and the webcam, having to extend the wires, because nothing's wireless in this room. Everything's wired. But slowly getting there. But I'm never going to be one of those that does all these sort of magic solutions and scripts everything. And I have a few. I shouldn't say that. I'm getting better at that. There's a couple of scripts I use. Very basic ones. I just launch them when I need them, and they're mostly for configuration. But no, it's like I got coming to the end of the day, shift is almost over, and I get some giant shit show that came in right at the end. And literally it's taken me an hour to read it, and I still don't understand what exactly is going on. It came from somebody else. I have to kind of pick up the pieces and figure out what's going on and somehow staple it all back together, and it's been going on for a month. I hate that, because then your brain's just kind of like, do we panic? No, we don't panic. They've been living without it for a month. But, that's always fun. But, I got my time off requests approved, which I've been really waiting for. So I will be off June 30th through the 4th, which will be awesome. And then I got the anniversary weekend, my wedding anniversary weekend off, week off, whatever, days off. So that's good. Little wins, take them wherever you can get them. And I should say the rest of the day today wasn't so bad. You know, one event, here we go, going into the whole Walkies with Linux mode. You know when there's one event during your day that can color your whole day, even though you... No, I'm not going to... No, stop talking. Even though you had a great day, everything's fine. Like, there is no such thing as a good day. It's a good moments. You make up parts of the day. And then you look back and you try to remember what you did. But, like, certain moments can just make you completely tunnel vision, and then that feels like it ruins your day, because then that becomes sort of your mode, your mindset, and you're just kind of like, gotta do something, and then whatever. And it could be 20 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, but then your mind, my mind, has a trouble ripping out of that, depending. Gotten better, gotten a lot better. Therapy has helped, although I did finish up my therapy sessions. I don't think I need them at the moment. I think we know what we're doing. After off and on for, 10 years? But, yeah, I think so. But to get the breathing thing, breath work, man. Breath work is what does it. It's key for controlling all sorts of reaction responses. I'm notorious for that. I used to be bad, man. First real job, IT, one-man band. I used to run everywhere whenever anybody needed anything. I'd be right there, always available. Oh, somebody on the third floor needs something, I'll run up the stairs. Crawl over to the desk, fix it on the spot. Because everybody loves instantaneous response. They love that personal touch, they want it quick. Fuck that. You know? People will get it when they get it. Our need to have all these things fixed. People's connection with technology is such a sort of parasitic relationship that when it breaks, they can't function. You'd think it'd be sympathetic, but it's more of the parasite running control, I think. Maybe this analogy won't work at all. In which case, forget it. But, point being, then, and Garth, you work in IT. You work in IT, you work in technology, and you know people who don't, and they have a problem, they come to you with a problem, they have a different look. Especially if they're not comfortable with technology, they have a certain look to them. This sort of hopeless, helpless sort of, well, what do I do then? Put it down and live, I don't know. And it's that sort of thing that makes you want to just like, oh, I'll fix everything. At least that's how I was. That ruined me for about 7 years, 10 years. Finally out of that mindset. And Linux helps a lot with that too. I mean, Linux is a community basically. And a lot of people that use it know that what they're getting into is gonna be rough. Or it could be good, but it's different. Windows, people just expect something different. You always told everyone, just click around, you aren't gonna break it. But if you do break it, just reinstall. Right? Just click the fucking button, Bruce. This guy I used to work with called Bruce. And older gentleman, nice guy. But he was hesitant to click things. Just click the fucking button. We'll just reinstall otherwise. And I mean, there's a lot of situations like that. But, you know, it's uncomfortable for people to have the fear of starting over. I'll have to redo my day. Who knows? I don't have control. Lack of control. Technology takes away a lot of control from people. And even from people who are in technology, the technology is changing so that we don't have control. We used to do fresh Windows installs every 6 months. I had stopped after I stopped using Windows a whole lot. And so on my other partition, I didn't usually, but yeah, I was kind of the same way yearly. I think I was yearly because it forced me to get into the habit of backing my stuff up and putting it all back on, which I think everybody should be used to. But it's a good thing to get used to. You automated the install of all your normal apps, so you can import apps and configs in just a couple of hours. Were you using a specific tool for that? Because that sounds familiar. You still back up most of your configs? I don't even do that anymore, a whole lot. Even on Linux, it depends on what it is. If I really give a shit, then maybe. But I don't so much anymore because programs change, and if they do, I don't want my config file to reflect that, because I want the new one. So I try to run on Linux and vanilla a lot. Windows, I couldn't give a fuck. But it's good to do. I'm trying to think what back configs I do back then. Servers, yes. I should on the sound server I've got. Well, it's not subsonic. It's one of the later versions of subsonic. Forget what it's called now, but I probably should back up its stuff. But I think a lot of it's kept in the database. I don't know if it's kept in the file. Chocolatey on Windows. Like app to install the apps. Okay, yep. And the configs, robocopy. Robocopy! To your Dropbox with this PowerShell script. I forgot about robocopy. Robocopy was the bomb. That's how little I work with Windows anymore underneath. There was another one like that, wasn't there, though? Chocolate's probably similar. Where it was an application, it was an app manager, but it was a little bit more, you had to set up the apps you wanted to keep up to date, and then if you installed a new machine and moved your config over, then you just loaded this program, and this program would do the rest of it. Sounds like what Chocolatey is. Similar. But your Linux machines are configured, set up with Ansible. Okay, so you can set up your Linux servers in like an hour from OS install. Ansible even configures your RAID 5. Really? Does it? Configures a RAID 5? That's amazing. So is that software-based RAID 5 then? Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I don't think I've ever touched Ansible. I think most of my Linux machines I just do manually. No, I don't want to record my walking with you. But automate, right? I don't automate enough. I should do better backups, but my backups are so simple at home that I don't usually need to. You only do the software now. You don't trust hardware. Yep. Because if you change hardware, the RAID is useless. Yep. So, why RAID as opposed to like LVM? You get better functionality with that then? Because LVM is kinda... You lost an entire Windows Server RAID for a NAS you had. Yeah. This guy's got that. This little IBM down here is hardware RAID. On an LSI card. Which I've replaced once already. And I just accept the fact that if it's a drive, I can lose the drive. I can lose 4 or 5 drives. But I have to be prepared that I might lose the whole RAID someday. The battery decides to go tits up or something. So, yeah. So you do software RAID on Windows and Linux? You do software RAID on Windows? How does that work? That's interesting. So is it the host is doing it and you have a VM on top? Or is the Windows install seeing a software RAID? Windows can't do software RAID, can it? Or can it? See? This is how out of touch I am. What? Fuck that. Windows itself sets up a RAID? You mean a glorified LVM? I'm glad I only need to bump up the font size 1 step so I'm not completely blind. That's insane. I didn't think Windows could do that. I was always under the opinion it couldn't. But what do I know? I don't even have a Windows install anymore except on my work machines, so I don't care. I don't have to care anymore. Well, it's like what happened yesterday. I probably should do something similar because I got a couple of drives and they're all standalone. So as long as you install the same version or later of Windows, the RAID will work on your machine. Huh. Well, that makes sense. But you have to trust Windows to not update the RAID. That reminds me of like when NTFS did updates and it wasn't backwards compatible. And so, gosh, I had to save. There was a machining machine, and it was based in NTFS 1.1. I didn't know that back before I thought that would even exist. And it had NT 3.5. I should have known better. So I threw it into a Windows XP machine to try and be able to save the data. And I didn't have to. I was able to kind of correct the drive. Windows XP updated it to the current version of NTFS. So I could no longer put that back in the old machine. So pissed. And the machine would not accept NT 4.0. Just like, and we're still in the same boat now. Hated it. Version hell. Version hell on Linux is just by application, but version hell on Windows is by the entire frickin' OS sometimes. I'll have to look into that when I get back to it. Like you had a version of Windows from the insider builds, and your RAID was configured for it. You reinstalled Windows, but did a non-insider build, and your RAID didn't work, so you had to upgrade Windows to the version you had before. Yes. Okay. Yes, as long as you install the same version of Windows, the RAID will work. So what part of that is so version dependent, I wonder? You know, like what is it looking for? Or is it simply a software flag? Oh, we've detected this RAID array isn't the version we like. Yes, we could work with it, but security or something. Fuck it. You can't. It's like, just update the RAID array. Or be backwards compatible. Or have a standard. It's also important to tell everyone RAID is not a backup. Let's say that again. RAID is not a backup. Nope. It's not a backup. There is no backup of raid. You can still destroy everything on that drive. The raid could be fine. You could still destroy the entire OS. Raid is not a backup. What about raid 10? What about raid 0 plus 1 or 10 plus 1? That extra drive, that's backing up. Nope. That is simply mirroring a file system. Yeah, I still back everything up. Sundays. I think this thing's set for Sundays. That's good enough for me. It doesn't have enough file system changes. Even when I had the Minecraft server running and the Valheim server running, Sunday's fine. I can roll back that far. It's not that big of a deal. It's also knowing what your limits are, and don't kill yourself on something you're never going to use. So you're wanting to go back a month? Do you want all 12 months of backup? No, I need to go back 2 months, maybe tops. Maybe. Beyond that, I don't care anymore. Last 10 minutes. Do I pump this up to 3.5 miles an hour? I'll look like a Neanderthal, but I have the bloodline, so I can do that. Okay. Now we strut. Woo, and we're sweating. Holy. Okay. So, the reason why all the emphasis on walking is walking can be an excellent form of cardio, which is why I've never been a big fan of cardio. I used to run stuff, but walking is just meditative. It's easier on everything. If you speed it up, you can still kick your own ass. That's important. I think. I don't know, but I've really been noticing it's helped. So right now, 107. I was looking into trying to see if I can get heart rate monitor somehow on the stream, and you have to have a certain one to work with certain Twitch OBS plugins or OBS plugins. So, but they're not expensive, so that might be something down the road that might be kind of fun. Because I'd want to know, but we'll see how accurate it is. Because I know this thing. Yeah, we're at 114, 115 approximately. If I increase my breathing a little bit, I think I can make that higher. Yep. Okay, so we're about 115, 116. That's not bad. That's not bad. We're not in heart attack territory right now. Not at the moment, anyway. Oh, man. I'd love to pump this up to an hour, but I think that'd be pushing my luck. But anyway. But no, so Darth, you're probably gripping on other stuff. I don't mean to bother you, but I'm stoked about the inroads into Mastodon I'm seeing. I know it's not going to be necessarily a real big push, but hopefully you see some things you like. It's fun to play with. I am now at the point where I'm looking for the next big thing. I'm really kind of curious about what Blue Sky is going to look like, which is the guy who created Twitter. I can't remember his name, but that's his next project. So yeah, I'll jump on that because I enjoyed Twitter. I did until it just became just kind of a shit, in my opinion. But I'm still on Facebook too, so I can't really talk. Not that I post much there. All this there is automated. I very rarely look at it. I'm part of a couple groups on there. I'm part of the Undersun community on there for the resistance bands, because I really like what he does. And the Wim Hof community for the breathing and the Iceman, the cold water exposure, which is going to be difficult. I don't know how I'm going to work that out this summer. It's really hard to get a lot of ice in a short amount of time without basically buying a freezer or $1,000 chiller for no reason. So right now the water out of the tap, as cold as it gets, is about 50 degrees, which I think is like, what, 12, 13 degrees Celsius or something? It's not that cold to me anymore, which is fine, but I don't have the time to spend 15 minutes in a cold shower in the morning to go through the whole process. So just wait for the winter and then really do it up. I had more walks outside this winter ever had in my life. I felt like I'd finally won. I wasn't scared of the snow and the cold anymore. I was a new person. I don't know. But I like the fact that I don't have to worry about being cold as much. All the weird shit you do. You know, I was thinking about this. Again, Walkies with Linux, right? It's like there's a certain mentality of individual who likes to fuck with shit and figure things out that are different and new. And anybody who uses Linux, typically, on their own, kind of falls into that, I think, or many of them do, of tinkering. And what can I do as opposed to what do I have to do? And that bleeds over to all parts of my life. The aquariums, workout equipment, trying to stream while doing a workout. And like, I don't think that's a bad thing. But I think that's what my channel will now be. It's just me. And fuck it. We'll just make it work. We'll do it live. That's what I've always done anyway. But, que sera. At least I still have a job. Ooh, hopefully we're finally through the layoffs. If we can make it through July 4th, I think things will get pretty cool. But we shall see. It's also the first week. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow for the workout. I'll have a workout. I'll do it myself. But this will be the first week of streaming more than a day in the week. So this will be like, what, the third, fourth day going? Last night doesn't count. Last night was a minefield. That pissed me off. I can handle one thing updating. I can't handle two at the same time with mods. So last night, I got the Steam update. Hadn't run Steam since the update applied. So there was that, and that had to, I don't know if that was part of it, it had to reload something. And then Valheim tried to do an update in the middle. When I launched it through the mod manager, so it wasn't really going through Steam, but it was. And then everything went wrong. So, but as it says in the mod manager, right when you're looking at it, game updates can break mods. Can break your whole game. So tonight, if we do play after work, or after work, it is after work. This isn't work. It's workout. But if I do have the energy to stream a little bit with a game, it's vanilla. I'll just stay with vanilla for a while. See how that goes. What's my posture doing? Keep the arms going. Don't roll those shoulders forward. Don't look like an ice cream scoop. Got a minute and 50 seconds left. I can do it. So wait a minute. Okay, going back to the Cowsay thing, did you get Cowsay to work with your taco bud? Bullshit. Or maybe not. That'd be awesome if you did. I wonder if I can get Fortune. Linux Mint modified that to work with a Fortune file, but then there was a developer, I want to say his name was Hassan, or Hafiz, I can't remember, it wasn't Hafiz, but he was the quote you saw when you open a new terminal every time. Can't remember his name, but they're all quotes from him looking at kernel code. It's pretty fucking cool. And then he passed away, oh geez, 10 years ago? 7? I can't remember his name, but it was neat. Those little touches make it fun. And computers should be fucking fun! Don't see why they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be this device that blanket raids you with ads, carpet bombs you with ads, and takes your personal information, tries to find a better ad for you, and then locks you out when it feels like your subscription is out of date. Not fair. The angry penguin is angry for a reason. But anyway. 20 seconds. And we did it for the 3.5 miles per hour for the whole time. And then we get to set up the total gym. Because it's upper body. We're going to be doing some band work. We're going to be doing some weird stuff in the total gym. Not weird, but what it's really good for. Alright. And Walkies with Linux, Kaiho. Ooh! Well, my watch says 133 beats per minute, so we're right up there. Ah, nice! Nice, dude! Nice! Come with me! Moving by the speakers. Hopefully there's no feedback. If there is, it's not my fault. Go down. Okay. And you... No! No, don't fall! I'm here, really I am. Oh, you can see me anyway. With the other camera, which is why I've got it. Okay. Alright. We'll do this. We'll do that. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. There we go.